Today we will discuss about the Raman effect. This is the fourth unit of BSc fifth semester, paper second, atomic and molecular physics. Actually, when monochromatic light is incident on any transparent substance may be liquid, it may be solid or it may be gas, then some part of it is scattered. And after scattering, we obtain three wavelengths. One wavelength is having the same wavelength as that of incident light, and the second wavelength is some larger than the original wavelength, and the third line is having some lesser wavelength in comparison of incident light. So in this way, after scattering, we are having three wavelengths: one same wavelength, unmodified wavelength, and we are having two modified wavelengths, some longer, some lesser. Let us see the demonstration of Raman effect. Suppose this is any transparent substance, it may be liquid, solid or gas. This is transparent substance. This is our incident light having wavelength delta. After scattering, we are having three wavelengths. One wavelength is unmodified, that is, this wavelength is having the same wavelength as the original wavelength or incident light. This is another wavelength. This is having some longer, lambda plus d lambda, and this is the third wavelength having wavelength lambda minus d lambda. So in this way, after scattering, we are having three wavelengths: lambda, lambda plus d lambda, and lambda minus d lambda. This effect is known as Raman effect, and Raman, C.V. Raman was a great physicist, and he observed this phenomena on 28 February 1928. And after the discovery of this effect, after 2 years of this discovery, in 1930, Sir C.V. Raman was honored by the prestigious award, the Nobel Prize, in 1930 for this effect. Because this effect was observed first in 1928 on 28 February. Therefore, we every year celebrate National Science Day on 28 February, and on 28 February, that is our National Science Day. On this day, we celebrate science-based activities all over India. We organize science week, science competition, science-based activities, science-based dramas, plays, drawing competition, and other activities, science-based activity on 28 February all over India. And on this day, we do many activities just for the popularization of the science. So this is Raman effect. This is unmodified. This wavelength, lambda plus d lambda, which is having some longer, longer wavelength, is known as Stokes line. This is Stokes line, and this is anti-Stokes line. This is anti-Stokes line. This line is much deeper in comparison of Stokes line. And we discuss on beauty of this line. This is Stokes line, and this shorter wavelength, and frequencies are reciprocal to each other. So shorter wavelength means high frequency. This is anti-Stokes line. The anti-Stokes lines are much bigger than the Stokes lines. The intensity of anti-Stokes line increases with increase in the temperature, whereas the intensity of Stokes lines remains unchanged with the temperature. Stokes lines and anti-Stokes lines appear in pairs symmetrically on either side of the incident excited line. Now in Raman effect, the difference between the frequency of incident line, this is the frequency of incident line, and that of Raman line is characteristic of scattering medium, that is depends only on the substance which scatter the line. Now Stokes radiation are generally more intense than anti-Stokes line. A sensitive apparatus is needed to study this phenomena, this effect. The Raman shift is represented by delta nu. This is the Raman shift, means change in frequency. Raman shift is equal to frequency of incident line minus frequency of scattered line. This is known as Raman shift. We can calculate Raman shift using this expression, using this formula. And this nu I is the frequency of the incident radiation, and this nu s is the radiation scattered molecular specificity. Now Raman shift is independent of the frequency of the incident light. This Raman shift is independent of this frequency of the incident light, but it is considered as a characteristic of the substance that causes Raman effect. That is, delta nu is positive for Stokes lines and delta nu is negative for anti-Stokes lines. This is positive for Stokes lines, this is negative for anti-Stokes lines. Now let us discuss experimental setup of Raman effect. How this Raman effect can be observed. So first I draw this experimental setup, then we will discuss. This is the importance or significance of National Science Day. Now let us discuss experimental arrangement. So first we draw, let us draw, then we will discuss. This is a tube, bias tube. This is black porridge. This is the liquid substance P. S. Now this is window. W. This is convex lens. L. This is spectrograph. Spectrograph, by which we can observe Raman effect. Now let us discuss one by one. R. This figure shows the experimental arrangement for photography of Raman spectrum of a liquid. Now the liquid under study is filled in a Pyrex tube P. This is known as Boost type tube. Then this contains a plane mirror W. This contains a plane mirror W at one end. The outer end of the tube is tapered and painted black. This is tapered, this end, and painted black. A long horizontal arc of mercury S. This is a long horizontal arc of mercury. This acts as a source of light. This is the source of light. And immediately above S, there is a glass tube A. This is glass tube A. And this tube acts as a cylindrical lens to concentrate the light around the axis of the tube. The sodium nitrate solution acts like a filter. There is a sodium nitrate solution here, and this is act like a filter. It absorbs ultraviolet lines of mercury arc, but transmits the blue line of wavelength 4358 angstrom. 4358 angstrom. This wavelength is transmitted with great intensity. There is a Polish reflector. This is a Polish reflector R laid over the tube T. This increases the intensity of illumination. This Polish reflector increases the intensity of the illumination. The scattered light emerging from the flat end of the tube T is focused on the slit of the spectroscope. A long exposure yields a photograph. A photograph of the spectrum showed in addition to the incident light on either side of it. Clear? Now, this is the experimental arrangement. Now let us discuss this Raman effect on the basis of quantum theory. How this Raman effect occurs, because we observe that there are three lines, one unmodified line having same wavelength lambda, and there is another line having some longer or larger wavelength lambda plus d lambda, and there is another line having some lesser wavelength lambda minus d lambda. Now, how these three lines are observed? What is the quantum mechanics behind this? So let us discuss this Raman effect on the basis of quantum theory. Now, according to quantum theory, according to quantum theory of radiation, light consists of bundles or packets known as photons, and one photon is having energy h, h is the Planck constant, and mu is the frequency of the radiation. This is the energy of one photon. Now there are molecules in the substance, in the transparent substance. There is a collision between photons and the molecules of the material. Now three possibilities arises. First possibility, that when there is a collision between photon and molecule of the substance, there is no energy loss or no energy gain. Clear? Means scattering, there is scattering without any change. Means there is no modification. Neither energy will rise, no energy, there will be no loss in the energy. Means there will be no change in the energy. It means after scattering, wavelength will have the same energy. Same energy means same wavelength of same frequency after scattering. Means we are having the unmodified wavelength lambda. Clear? Now there is second possibility. When there is collision between photon and the molecule of the substance, So some part of the energy of the photon is transferred to the molecule of the substance to excite that. Means now after scattering, the energy of the photon will decrease. There will be some loss in the energy of the photon after scattering. Now new energy of photon will be suppose E dash. E dash equal to H nu dash. And suppose delta E is the part of the energy of the photon that is transferred to the molecule of the substance to excite it. Clear? Now, this new energy of the photon after scattering, this will be the original energy minus delta E. This is the transferred energy. Transfer to the molecule of the substance. Now, obviously, this H nu dash will be less than H nu. Now here H nu dash is less than H nu. Means the energy of the photon after scattering will be less. Clear? Means the energy of the photon is less. Means frequency will be less. Means wavelength will be longer because in frequency and wavelength both are reciprocal to each other. यदि एक चीज बढ़ेगी तो दूसरी चीज कम होगी उसी हिसाब से। तो यहाँ पर क्या हो रहा है? आफ्टर स्कैटरिंग द एनर्जी ऑफ द फोटोन डिक्रीजेज मींस द फ्रीक्वेंसी ऑफ द फोटोन डिक्रीजेज मींस द वेवलेंथ ऑफ द फोटोन इंक्रीजेज। तो फोटोन की जो एनर्जी है वो इंक्रीज हो जाएगी। तो दिस इज द रीजन बिहाइंड लैम्डा प्लस डी लैम्डा, जो हमें एक वेवलेंथ निकलेगी जिसकी वेवलेंथ कुछ ज्यादा होती थी इंसिडेंट वेवलेंथ से, तो उसकी रीजन ये। Now there is third possibility. There is third possibility that maybe that molecule of the substance is already in excited state. That is, the molecule of the substance is already excited. Now when there is a collision between photon and the excited molecule of the substance, then some part is absorbed by the photon. जो मोलिक्यूल की कुछ एनर्जी का कुछ पार्ट फोटोन ने एब्जॉर्ब कर लिया। क्लियर? नाउ द एनर्जी ऑफ द फोटोन आफ्टर स्कैटरिंग विल बी लार्ज मींस नाउ न्यू एनर्जी विल बी h nu डबल डैश ऑफ द फोटोन आफ्टर स्कैटरिंग। क्लियर? दिस विल बी इक्वल टू द ओरिजिनल एनर्जी प्लस energy gain. Delta is the energy gained by the photon from the molecule of the substance. क्योंकि यहाँ पर molecule already excited लेकर चले गए। तो now the energy of the photon increases after scattering. Energy increases means frequency increases means wavelength decreases. So this is the reason why we are having the third wavelength of some less wavelength. क्लियर? जो तीसरी लाइन है उसकी जो वेवलेंथ है वो कुछ कम है। दिस इज द रीजन। तो दिस द क्वांटम मैकेनिकली एनालिसिस, क्वांटम मैकेनिक एक्सप्लेनेशन ऑफ द रमन इफेक्ट। तो इस तरह से रमन इफेक्ट को क्वांटम मैकेनिकली एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हैं। नाउ इसमें एक चीज और देखिए इसमें there are so many applications of Raman effect. So let us discuss the applications, important applications of Raman effect. The Raman effect is a powerful tool and powerful tool to study the molecular structure of the compounds and crystals. We can study the molecular structure of crystals and compounds using this tool. Now Raman effect gives valuable information about the arrangement of atoms in the molecules. How atoms are arranged in a particular molecule, that can be studied using this effect. Raman effect supplies important information such as speed and statistics of the nucleus. This effect is widely used in industries, factories, for studying the composition of plastics, mixtures and so on. Advent of laser has received the field of research of Raman spectroscopy as a laser Raman spectroscopy. So these are some important applications of Raman effect. So today we have discussed about Raman effect. What is Raman effect? What is the significance of this date, 28 February in our country, and how we can explain the Raman effect using quantum mechanics. आज इतना ही है. नेक्स्ट हम और अगले लेक्चर में देखेंगे. चलिए, थैंक यू.